Welcome back once again to the AI Powered Software Development Training. My name is Emmanuel Edward. In this lesson, we will be learning how to install Android Studio. We need this to build our Android applications, right? Even though we are building with AI coding tools like Cursor, Coda, and GPT. All right, the Android Studio will allow us or enable us to build our APK and AAD files, right? APK is what you can install directly into your phone, while the AAB, that is Android App Bundle, is the one you publish to Google Play Store, right? So we build those files inside Android Studio, all right? We also preview the app we are building right inside Android Studio. So we need it. In as much as we're building with AI, we still need these tools, right? To be able to publish, build, preview, build and publish what we are developing. All right, so let's go right in. I'll just search for it, Android Studio download. This is actually the URL, developer.android.com, but to make it easy for everyone. So this is the first link. This first link is what we are looking for. So I click it open. All right, so here we are. This is the platform where you can download that Android Studio. So you click on this, scroll down and set the terms. All right, so you can put it somewhere. Let me put it in my downloads to actually I have it right here. But let me just show you how it is done. Okay, so I don't want to replace this. So I'm going to stop here. All you need to do is to click on save and yours will be downloaded. Right? So cancel this. All right, so after it may take a couple of some minutes or some reasonable time for it to download, depending on your internet strength. All right, so I'm going to fetch my own right from my downloads. Okay, there it is. So I'm going to click on it. It's quite a heavy application, about 1.4 gig. So you have to be patient. Okay, so we're running. She's from Google Direct. Minimize this. Click on yes. Next. Ensure this is ticked. Always ensure this is ticked. So now your system must have at least 4 GB hard disk space, all right? At least 4 GB space must be there, which I believe you should have. And let me also say that you need at least 8 GB RAM to run this. If you have more than that, it's cool. If you are running 4 GB RAM, you may have difficulties. All right, your system should be at least 8 GB RAM, right? Then memory, the hard disk SSD is better. At least 4 GB space must be there remaining. All right, so next. All right, so this is the part. You want to save in a different place, it's still allowed to browse, but I won't change the app. So, okay, don't need to do anything here. Just click install. Show the task to see the progress if you want to. So click this phase has been completed. So this is setup completed. So click on next. Then click on finish. So we start Android Studio for me right now. All right, so you can choose not to send this user statistics. Okay, you click on next. Now, some people choose to do custom, and let's just find out installation. So these are the what will be installed is the emulator, the one that will allow you to review your app. It works like just like your Android phone. So it's kind of bringing Android phone into the Android Studio, right? All right, so click on next. You have to accept this. You have time, you can read it. So this one is downloading the components of the studio. Might take a little time, depending on your internet strength. This is about 425 MB. The Apple equivalent of Android Studio is for Xcode, right? That is the official integrated development environment for building apps for iPhone, for iPad, for MacBook, for Apple Watch, and Apple TV, using languages like Swift rather, for Objective-C. Okay, now we won't go that native chart. Now we're mostly going to be building on Flutter and React Native applications. Right, so when we use Cursor and Flutter to build it, when we should be able to preview it with on the iPhone. Okay, or we rent a map online, we get the process finished with Android. Still downloading the components. Okay, network glitch, main pause, starting afresh. Okay. Here I see the installation have actually completed. Let me check something. Let me confirm something on CMD. One as administrator. The doctor. Okay. It has installed. Has installed. We have a few error. These error are usually the sorry, these two error. This one. Let me fix this one. This one is straightforward. So this one talks about the license. So I'm going to just copy this, and run it. Okay. Says Android license status of no run. Lot of the Android licenses to accept the SDK licenses. I will just copy it and come and paste it in and run it. Because of this full stop, I'm making not to run that first time. So I type full stop, stop away. Android SDK manager not found. Get to the version. SDK manager. So, okay, something is wrong with my installation. Believe it. Something is wrong. An existing Android SDK was set. The simple is that we only download missing or attempts. Okay. Up to date. Yeah. Yes. Okay. I wanted this to show EMD9 tools. Okay, look at it. The Android SDK command line tools is here. So I'm going to select it and download it. So apply. Okay. Click on this. It is actually downloaded. Let's wait for it to download and install. So if we run into this kind of issue, it's good you see what is happening in my own case, right? We know how to resolve it. First issue that happened was caused by network. My network went off at some point, okay? So this has completed, and I will apply it. Say, okay. All right, so I'll come back here, run Flutter Doctor. Come back and run. Okay, you see that those errors are no longer there. You see that. And you say, okay, and this one is the Visual Studio thing. And rewriting is okay. Yeah, rewriting is okay. Let me try to run that other command and see what will be the response now that the other issue has been resolved. So I will run this Flutter Doctor licenses again. So I'll copy it. So Flutter Doctor is see now we already installed Flutter in the previous lesson. So now what I'm using this Flutter Doctor to do is to check if everything is okay with my installations. All right, so the licenses is now fetching. See that? So anytime it asks for the access question, you just type Y, press enter. Again, Y, and press enter. Again, Y is asking, do you want to accept? So what I'm doing, I'm accepting their standard licenses year by year. So I will type yes again. That yes, type Y. See that this license for January 16, 2019. So I keep tapping. Press enter, another one. Press enter. All right. Press enter. See, some people have issues with this Android Studio because they don't know how to troubleshoot these little problems that usually come up that they are expected. And if you don't solve it properly, when you actually want to build your application, you will have problems. Right. So then right now, at that time, push. I have spelled it wrongly. Only once again. Okay. So we are good. Everything is okay. Except Visual Studio, which is not our problem right now. Okay, this is bad. You need to run Flutter upgrade to upgrade the version that I have. Doing all this, your internet must be strong because as I'm running this command, it's fetching the files and installing it, updating it for me. This may take time. So while that is up, come back here. we are ready to start a new project. So let's say click on this. Maybe if I want to take from a repository or single repository, I want to open an existing, maybe I built something in also anti-gravity. I want to bring it here, I will click on that open. All right, so here, going to, these are different screens that you can use in starting your app depending on what you are building. This is an application UI. This is a views, basic views activity. This one is empty. Empty views activity. See the layout. Look at this one is like you want to build a chat app or you want to build an app like add something and stuff like that. Okay, so this is a game activity. Let's start with the empty activity. Click on next. Okay. Right. So I'm going to give your application a name. Let's say I want to build an app called email. Okay, so now this package name, basically, maybe you have a name called, maybe a domain name called email.com. So the package name becomes com.email dot whatever is, okay, so something like this. Actually, and then the minimum basic, this has to do with the version, with that default, don't touch anything there. Okay, but keep that at default. Build configuration language, okay, these are default too. So you click on finish. So it's generating the default Android file. Okay. Source files. Okay, so now all these have been created automatically for us, right? So this is a starting point of our application. You can preview this app by clicking on where. So I'm trying to enjoy right? I need to install Android emulator hypervisor driver, okay? I will just install that. That is what would enable us to start a virtual device. Close this, try to start again. This is still showing this. Okay, guys, so what is happening right now? The SDK component installer is the toolkit that install components for within Android Studio. So, I was trying to start the emulator, that is the virtual device, and preview whatever app we are building. All right, but we need to install a system image. That is what you can see here. Atom system image. Well, preparing install Google Play in the Atom system image API 36.0. All right, so this has to happen before we can preview apps. And this one system image has to be there. And the reason is because it allows for fast testing of our application. There is no device dependency. So let's wait for it to install. Just check why this is happening. It's discovered that my Windows is blocking the driver. That hypervisor, that emulator hypervisor driver, and also my system is blocking virtualization-based drivers. So that would have allowed the emulator to the Android virtual devices that are created to perform and work faster, right? So let's see how we can fix that. All right, guys. So welcome back to the AI Power Software Development Training. Okay, as you can see my screen, the emulator is starting right here, the emulator device. Okay, so the issue was that my laptop, my computer, virtualization was not enabled. Okay, so I had to shut down, I had to restart the computer, put into my BIOS, and enabled virtualization. The moment I was able to do that, the virtual device was now working. Okay, so let me show you the steps on how to do that. I've written them down. Microsoft Word, which I will upload to the resources section. The first thing you do is restart your computer. Then you, depending on the kind of computer you're using, for HP, while the computer is restarting, you need to gain access to your BIOS. All right, that is basic input output system. And either you press, if you are using HP, you press F10, press it, keep pressing, and just tap it. For Dell, you press F2 on the logo inside the buttons. Then for Acer, so just pick the one that applies to you. Now, once that happens, you will gain access to the BIOS open. Use the arrow keys to navigate to any of these. This is the one I saw from my own. That'll be advanced or advanced BIOS features or advanced chipset processor, whatever you see there on this list. Then when you get in, you will see something like this, VTX. That is Intel Virtualization Technology. That is for Intel CPU, right? For AMD CPU, you will see something like this, system virtual mode, right? So all you have to do is to enable it, turn it on. And when you turn it on, you exit. You save and exit. You have to save it and exit, right? Once you save and exit, your computer will automatically reboot and restart. Once you restart, you can check if it is enabled by going to your task manager, right? Go to your task manager by pressing this 3 combination. Then you switch to the CPU tab. and look for virtualization. If it shows enable, then you are good to go. You can now start your Android Studio. You turn on your virtual device. Right? By coming here, you click here, turn it on. So see that this particular device is what I'm seeing here. Okay, so with that I can preview any app that I will record. I can also come here, so here, and view an AAB or APK that I will either install on my device or publish to the App Store. Okay, so we'll actually do the full tutorial, the field lesson in the part 2 of our Fuda app development. I'm still on it. So see you in the next lesson.